Hello and welcome if you're new to my channel, and if you're a subscriber, a warm welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be recommending some of the best brands and retailers for pots and pans in the mid-tier and going right up to the top end of the market. I'm Anesu Sagonda and I manage a luxury lifestyle management business in London. My content is largely educationally focused and geared towards people who are typically new to money or keen to explore alternate mid-lux or super brands that are a little under the radar but still heavily weighted on quality. I really like good food across the board, and when I say good food, I mean starting with really good quality ingredients, sourcing the best you can, producing an amazing meal, and then ultimately sitting down to an elevated dining experience where you have nice cutlery, nice crockery, superb stemware, depending on whether it's lunch, dinner, or both, and even better company. And I'm all about that elevated experience, even when you're on your own, dining on your own at home or with your nearest and dearest. It's not something that should be savored for when you go out to a restaurant or to an event or with family and friends. But every day, that's just what it should be. And it's all very much in keeping with my buy better, buy less, that you're at home, we're going through a pandemic. Standards shouldn't drop, or you should raise your standards and just enjoy that experience and raise it as far as possible. Before I kick off, what I'm going to do is just talk about some of the materials that the pots and pans I'll be recommending will be made from. That way, you'll be able to make an informed decision, a better informed decision based on your taste, your style of cooking, and of course, your culinary prowess. The main materials used will be stainless steel, aluminium, copper, and ceramic titanium. Stainless steel, as I mentioned in my cutlery video, which I'll attach above, at a very minimum, 1810 is what you go for. 1810 is the percentage of chromium and nickel respectively that's added to the stainless steel. So it's 18% chromium, 10% nickel, and it just makes that stainless steel a lot more durable, rust resistant, easier to clean, and it also gives it that extra shine. Aluminium is what is used in the pots to evenly distribute the heat. Copper, because it's the best metal heat conductor. And then you have ceramic titanium, which is a stronger material than stainless steel, used by a couple of the brands I will recommend. But all the brands that I'll be recommending in this video use 1810 stainless steel. So that's not something you'll need to consider. It's only if you independently go out and source your own pots. It's just something for you to have on your radar that they use 1810 stainless steel. Retailers, a good number of the usual suspects I've mentioned in the past. You have your department stores. Right at the top, you have Harrods. Of all the department stores, Harrods has the biggest selection of brands that I'll be recommending. About 90% they stock them in store, and they have a good selection of the various ranges within the brands. The other department stores, you have Selfridges, but Selfridges only cater for my mid-tier entry-level brand, Le Creuset. And then you have Peter Jones and John Lewis, Le Creuset, but they also have a good number of other mid-tier brands. Another one for you to get on your radar is a brand called Pan. And then you also have Fenwicks. And then moving on to independent stores, you have a couple of stores I cannot recommend highly enough for a number of reasons. Both of them cater very much for the mid-tier, going right up to the top end of the market. And they both independently stock a good selection of your specialty niche brands, and there isn't a lot of overlap, so there's very good diversity between the two of them. The first one is just a few doors down from Harrods. It's called Divertimenti, and I've mentioned them in a previous video. Divertimenti is amazing. Like I mentioned, mid-tier going right up to the top end of the market, and the staff are incredibly knowledgeable, and there's never any pressure or obligation to buy anything. You just wander in, ask as many questions as you want. You're assisted quite competently, and then you just leave, no pressure. The other one is Borough Kitchens. Borough Kitchens isn't a standalone like Divertimenti. They have a number of branches around London, a couple in North London, Islington and Hampstead, East London and London Bridge, and then they also have a store in Chiswick in West London. And that particular one, I think, has the cookery school together with Divertimenti. So Divertimenti and Borough Kitchens both have cookery schools for courses, for client events, client entertainment. You can go host parties there, and brands also host events where you can try out some of the equipment Both are amazing. Divertimenti and Borough Kitchens, the department stores and the two stores I've mentioned, all have online stores, so you can buy stuff. Very good returns policies, particularly now with the pandemic. They're incredibly forgiving and quite accommodating. So that's a very good range of stores for you to navigate when you're looking for really good quality pots and pans. My mid-tier entry-level recommendation is a brand that is very well known and affectionately regarded for its candy-colored cast iron or Dutch oven pots. It's Le Creuset. And the cast iron pots are fantastic because they're very easy to clean, the heat spreads evenly, and they have a tight lid, so you can cook absolutely anything in them, from casseroles to bread and anything else you can think of in between. And I remember reading an article somewhere where it said every food obsessive owns one, but they're very good pots. And what I'd like to recommend from Le Creuset in particular is their 3-ply range. And that 3-ply range is 3 layers of alternate steel and aluminium. Steel at the bottom for the durability, in the middle is the aluminium to spread the heat. And I'm recommending them because they're very similar to a kitchen appliance brand called Miele. And Miele is a fantastic German brand, and anything they produce is going to be amazing. And they cater for the entire market. Regardless of your budget, you can find something from Miele, same as Le Creuset. And Le Creuset is a brand that is worth every penny. It's a safe bet. The pots are very easy to use, they're robust, and they're affordable. For what you're getting, they're worth every penny. Very similar as well to the White Company. If you don't want to upgrade and you just want to keep one range of pots, you can't go wrong with Le Creuset. My next 2 recommendations I'm going to talk about in tandem, and they are your entry-level luxury brands. A French brand, Cristel, and I'll be recommending the Pro Range. And the second is a German brand called Fissler, and I'll be recommending their Profi range. What you're buying into when you buy your luxury pot brands is the fact that the pot is made from materials and configured in such a way that the heat picks up very quickly and spreads evenly throughout the pot. What you get with a lot of your cheaper pots is the burnt bits of food at the bottom, and that's because the heat hasn't spread evenly, and where the food is burnt, there's a cold spot. And unless you're doing something disastrously wrong with your luxury brands, that's something you're not going to have an issue with. Looking specifically at Fissler, of all the brands I'm going to be recommending, Fissler pots are by far the heaviest. The Profi range is made entirely of steel, so all the weight is in the base. That's where most of the steel is. It ensures that the heat is picked up very quickly, spreads evenly, and it's a very durable, robust pot. It's induction friendly as well, and it has the glass lid, so when you pop it in the oven, you can see through the lid. You don't have to open the lid to see what's happening. The other range is the Cristel, and Cristel is very different in terms of the composition to Fissler. It's typical of the composition you get as you go up the rankings in terms of better quality ranges. It's what's called base to rim, and base to rim is essentially where you have multiple layers in the base of the pot and going up the sides. So Cristel in particular is 3-ply, so it's 3 layers of stainless steel at the bottom for the durability, aluminium in the middle to evenly distribute the heat, and then stainless steel on top. And that proceeds all the way through the side. So the heat is picked up very quickly and evenly in the bottom and spreads through the entire pot, so the food is cooked evenly and quickly. And furthermore, with the Cristel, it has the rolled metal at the edge, so you're able to pour out food very easily without any drips or spillages occurring. So that's your Cristel and your Fissler pots for your entry-level luxury brands. My next recommendation is a Danish brand called Scanpan, and Scanpan is by far the very best when it comes to non-stick in the market. There isn't any other brand as good as Scanpan. It's 7-ply, so it's 7 layers of stainless steel, aluminium, and ceramic titanium. It's base to rim or base to edge, whichever you prefer. So those 7 layers run from the base all the way up to the side of the pot. And it's also the only non-stick brand that's dishwasher safe. It also has the glass lid, so when you pop the pot into the oven, you're able to see through to the food without having to lift the lid. I'd like to recommend two ranges from Scanpan. The first is CTX, which I first mentioned in my kitchen basics video, which I'll attach above. And CTX is phenomenal for your home cooking, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced cook. They're just very good pots for the home. The second range is more your commercial grade. It's Haptic, and Haptic is for somebody who's a very, very good cook, either a chef, somebody who enjoys cooking, who wants precision, who wants very high performing, very high quality pots. Then Haptic is your range, and Haptic has the superior non-stick component in the middle. But otherwise, depending on whether you're somebody who just wants good pots for the home, CTX, or your commercial grade, you're a chef, your Haptic, whichever one you go for, they're two very good ranges of non-stick pots. My next recommendation is an American brand called Clad, and in particular a range called Copper Core, their top range. When it comes to the very best stainless steel in the market, there is no brand or range that beats Clad Copper Core. Its nearest competitor, not shabby but not quite close, but not neck and neck, is my top brand recommendation, Mauviel, and their stainless steel range called M Cook. But Clad Copper Core is an amazing and entirely deserving brand of being the best stainless steel. It's all handcrafted, all pieces are handcrafted, come with a lifetime warranty. 5-ply, so 5 alternate layers of stainless steel and aluminium, base to rim, so those layers are in the base and the sides of the pot, and it comes with a copper trim just round the middle of the pot. That copper trim ensures the pot is able to pick up the heat that bit quicker and evenly distributed around the pot. And it's just a really nice contemporary twist to what would otherwise be a fairly traditional style. It is a fantastic brand, all stars, all bells and whistles going, and it's induction, oven proof, and dishwasher safe. My next and top recommendation is a French brand called Mauviel, and Mauviel is known for its copper pots that were once aspirational and very much for the preserve of the very rich and famous, but due to the power of social media, the internet, product placement in movies, the use of the pots in some of the most well-known cookery programs has opened up the brand to anybody after the very best when it comes to cookware. They have a number of ranges, but there are 3 that I'd like to recommend. Their top range, M Heritage, their induction range, M Success, and their stainless steel range, the M Cook. The M Heritage is made up of 2 layers. It's 2-ply. It's 90% copper, which is on the outside, and 10% stainless steel on the inside. Stainless steel on the inside ensures it's a lot easier to clean the pot, and it also makes it a lot more durable, as copper is soft and susceptible to denting. And it also is fairly high maintenance in terms of constantly needing polishing. But the pot is also base to rim. It comes in 2 ranges, the M Heritage. You have the 1.5mm thickness in terms of the walls of the pot, or the 2.5mm thickness, which is the professional range. You have the option to either have the straight handle, or you can have the curved handle, depending on what you find comfortable. And you can also have the full copper lid, or the lid with just the copper trim and then the glass in the middle. That way you're able to see what's happening when the pot is in the oven. But otherwise, it's a fantastic pot in terms of the best metal heat conductor, taking up the heat very quickly and reacting immediately to temperature changes. The M Success, the induction-friendly range, very similar in composition to the M Heritage. The only difference is it has the added aluminium, which makes it induction-friendly, and it makes it heavier and also picks up the heat a tad quicker than the M Heritage. M Cook is the stainless steel range, 5-ply, so 5 alternate layers of stainless steel and aluminium. That aluminium ensures that the heat is picked up a lot quicker and spread very evenly across the pot. That way the food cooks faster and more evenly. The range comes in 2.5mm thickness, so it doubles up beautifully as a professional range. Because it doesn't have the copper, it means it's a lot less maintenance, but still a very high performing pot. Prices will be based on sets of pots, and they'll typically be 6 pieces in most sets, with the exception of Cristel, which will be 8 pieces, Fissler 7 pieces, and Le Creuset 4 pieces. Le Creuset 3-ply, 1 frying pan, 1 saucepan, 2 pots, £450. Fissler Profi, 1 frying pan, 1 saucepan, 5 pots, 1,300. Cristel Pro, 2 casserole pots, 4 pots, 2 frying pans, £800. Scanpan CTX, 3 frying pans, 2 saucepans, 1 casserole pot, £900. Haptic, 3 frying pans, 2 saucepans, and 1 casserole pot, £1,000. All Clad copper core, 3 frying pans, 2 saucepans, and 1 casserole pot, 1,715. M Heritage, 1.5 millimeters, 3 frying pans, 1 casserole pot, 2 saucepans, 1,200. M6S Induction, 2 frying pans, 2 saucepans, 2 casserole pots, 1,500. M Cook, 3 saucepans, 1 casserole pot, 2 frying pans, £949. All Clad copper core is coming out a lot more expensive than the Mauviel, and that's down to the fact that it's an American brand and it incurs quite hefty customs and duty charges. So at £1,750, it's a lot more than Mauviel, which is typically around the £1,500 mark. But both are fantastic. Regardless of which one you choose, you're in very good company. Also, when you look at the Fissler Profi versus the Cristel Pro Range, it's almost half the price. The Pro Range, you're getting a lot more value for your money. You have the base to rim and you have the multi-layers, so you're getting a much better quality product for a fraction of the price compared to Fissler, where you just have the weight in the base and you don't have the base to rim, so it doesn't cook the food as quickly and as evenly as you would, for example, in the Cristel. All the brands that I've mentioned are oven-proof friendly. The only ones that are dishwasher safe are Le Creuset, Cristel, Scanpan, and the All Clad. But regardless of your style, your taste, your budget, I'm confident there's something for absolutely everyone. All the brands I've recommended are phenomenal quality and will perform very well. If you have any other questions, as always, do let me know in the comments down below. But otherwise, I thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Take care.